My name is Helvian. I am a human being who thinks things, and among these things are things about the game called Paladins Champions of the Realm. I have been informed that my previous video was unprofessional. I have been told that my criticisms of Paladins are invalid because I framed them in a politically incorrect fashion and that I should be patient. This is a criticism of my video. Therefore, this entire video will contain no opinions and will only state facts. This will minimize the number of individuals offended by my content. I will not be playing music, as music is subjective. Paladins Champions of the Realm is a first-person shooter developed by Evil Mojo Games. It falls under the hero shooter subgenre of first-person shooters. It has champions in it that can be played by players. Players shoot other players to subtract numbers from the other player's health pool until the number becomes less than or equal to 0, while attempting to not let their health pool reach a number that is less than or equal to 0. When a player's health reaches a number less than or equal to 0, that player will die. The game has graphics that represent the game world in different qualities, such as low, high, and very high. This game contains several nouns, which are received differently by different players depending on the player's personal preferences. The game continues to be developed by Evil Mojo Games with monthly updates. Paladins Champions of the Realm is a game that has existed for a finite amount of time and has had events occurred during its existence, and this is a list of some events that have occurred during its existence. The team known as Evil Mojo Games releases patches to Paladins Champions of the Realm every month. The team known as Evil Mojo Games refrain from changing balance-related issues through hotfixes. Unauthorized use is a talent for the champion called Strix. It has not seen any change for 18 patches. Unauthorized use is mentioned often when talking about talents that players do not like due to them being overpowered according to their personal preference. Scuttle was unchanged for 3 patches. Scuttle was mentioned often when talking about talents that players do not like due to them being overpowered according to their personal preference. Epic Games recently released the Infinity Blade weapon in their Fortnite Battle Royale game. Epic Games were met with community backlash when they released the Infinity Blade weapon in their Fortnite Battle Royale game. They decided to remove the weapon and apologize and admit fault. Conversely, Evil Mojo has not released a balance change in a hotfix since OB64, where several champions saw a decrease in power. Evil Mojo are met with community backlash and do not balance the game accordingly if it would disrupt their regular update schedule. The company, known as Evil Mojo Games, has applied changes to balance issues. These balance issues are both liked and disliked by players depending on their personal preference. Defiance was given a 0.5 second cooldown. Some primary fires in the game have a longer cooldown than 0.5 seconds. Unauthorized use gave the flare skill for the champion Strix a lot of functions. In response, Evil Mojo reduced the reach of the normal flare, allowed it to see through stealth, and reveal to the entire team. This made the talented flare more useful, and the untalented flare not more useful. The company, known as Evil Mojo Games, have refused to hotfix glitches and bugs that may have disadvantaged players greatly. The Rise of Furia patch introduced a new Drogo skin. This skin removed the noise from Drogo's ultimate skill. The noise generated by this ultimate skill is an important balance factor to allow enemy players to plan ahead. This was not fixed until the following patch. Several skins in the game share these advantages, such as Madame Ceres. This skin plays a quieter noise during shadow travel than other skins. Patch 1.8 caused Willow's ultimate ability to move very slowly. As of recording, this has not been hotfixed. Terminus is a character. The company, known as Evil Mojo Games, have released a siege map known as Warder's Gate. This map is designed to be visually asymmetrical while having symmetrical paths, and it is the first siege map to be designed in this fashion. Some walls do not exist. This contradicts reality, as if you touch a wall in real life, it exists and will not let you go through it. There are a large number of objects that poke out from inside of other objects. There are holes in the floor. The capture point has issues regarding completing the capture process, where sometimes the point may not capture despite the correct conditions being met. This contradicts other siege maps, where the point will capture if the correct conditions are met. The capture point has issues regarding credit gain. The point awards more credits than usual. This contradicts other points in the game, where it awards the correct number of credits. This map is being hotfixed or has been hotfixed depending on when I upload this video. It may or may not have solved none or some or all of the problems mentioned, and none or some or all of the problems not mentioned. Paladins Champions of the Realm has a second server known as the Public Test Server. This server contains future patches that are not yet ready for release. The intent is for players to play on the server and give feedback and report glitches present in the patch. There are no ways to report bugs inside the server itself. The preferred way to submit bugs is to post threads on the forums, or to send a support ticket. None of these options are signposted to the player or mentioned in the game. World of Warcraft is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, whose latest expansion is called Battle for Azeroth. There was a beta event for this expansion pack. The beta event contained a version of the expansion pack that was not yet ready for release. The intent was for players to play on the server and give feedback and report glitches present in the expansion. There are ways to report bugs inside the server itself. It will prompt you, at the end of some activities, to list any issues you had with the activity you just completed. Paladins Champions of the Realm features a playlist called Test Maps, where 10 players play on a basic version of a map that features basic textures and shapes. This playlist was present in earlier versions of the game. In these earlier versions of the game would open a Google Forms window after the game ended to ask for feedback on the map. In present day, this window does not show up. Paladins Champions of the Realm is a free-to-play game. That means it costs no money to play the game. The company, known as Evil Mojo, choose to earn money through cosmetics. Champions can wear different skins that give them different models, visual effects, and sound effects. These skins require real money to be paid in order to be used by a player. Some skins that are added provide advantages or disadvantages compared to using other skins, which can be classified as pay to win or pay to lose. These advantages and disadvantages are not intentional. The addition of skins with every patch increases the likelihood of there being more of these advantages and disadvantages, while other advantages and disadvantages from months prior remain unchanged. In conclusion, Paladins Champions of the Realm is a video game that features characters and players that use these characters in order to subtract numbers from other players' numbers to reduce them to a number that is less than or equal to 0 before their health is reduced to a number that is less than or equal to 0. It has developers. It has content creators. Adjectives can be used to describe it, depending on an individual's opinion on the game, but as this is an objective review, I will not be using any adjectives to describe Paladins Champions of the Realm, nor will I be using adjectives to describe anything related to Paladins Champions of the Realm. This is the end of the video, where I describe Paladins Champions of the Realm.